Hi friends, welcome to the channel The Nurse. Here we are discussing about bone marrow transplantation. We already discussed about neoplasm, types of neoplasm and treatment of malignant neoplasm. In the treatment of malignant neoplasm, we already discussed chemotherapy, radiation therapy. Now we are discussing about bone marrow transplantation. Bone marrow transplantation is used to treat blood cancers, blood-related neoplasms. So we can check it in detail. If you are not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. First, we can check what is bone marrow. Bone marrow found inside all bones in the body. The primary function is hematopoiesis, that is manufacturing of blood cells. So bone marrow found in all bones inside the body, and primary function of bone marrow is hematopoiesis, that is manufacturing of blood cells like RBCs, WBCs and platelets. All blood cells start as stem cells in the bone marrow. So blood cells like RBC, WBC and platelets, they starts as stem cells in the bone marrow. Then after maturation, it will become RBC and WBC. Next, kinds of bone marrow. There are mainly two types of bone marrow. First one is red bone marrow. Red bone marrow carries out hematopoiesis. This is active form of bone marrow. It carries out hematopoiesis. Red bone marrow usually seen in ribs, vertebral column and other flat bones. After the active functioning, it will become yellow. Red bone marrow that has changed to fat. Then it is not carry out the hematopoiesis. After the active stage, bone marrow become yellow. That time it will not do hematopoiesis. It become changed to fat. That is yellow bone marrow. So two types of bone marrow, red and yellow bone marrow. Red is the active form of bone marrow. It carries out hematopoiesis. Next, purpose of bone marrow transplant. Purpose of bone marrow transplant include treatment of hematologic cancer. First purpose, treatment of hematologic cancer. Treatment of certain solid tumor recurrence that require ablative chemotherapy which destroys bone marrow. Next point is treatment of certain solid tumor recurrence that require ablative chemotherapy which destroys bone marrow. After higher doses of chemotherapy, there is a chance to destroy the bone marrow. So after the chemotherapy, bone marrow transplantation may be needed in that patient. Then we will see what are the types of bone marrow grafts. Types of bone marrow grafts. First one is autologous bone marrow graft. Autologous bone marrow graft means the bone marrow is removed from the client itself and reinfused to after high dose chemotherapy. The graft is taken from the same patient. After chemotherapy, it will infuse to that patient. That is autologous. Auto means self. Next type of bone marrow graft is allogenic. Allogenic means bone marrow from a donor, that is another person. Bone marrow from a donor with compatible human leukocyte antigen. That is important. Compatible human leukocyte antigen infused after client's own bone marrow is destroyed by chemotherapy or radiation. After the chemotherapy or radiation, due to heavy chemotherapy and radiation, bone marrow of the patient will get destroyed. Then another donor bone marrow graft reinfused to that patient. That is allogenic. Autologous means from the same person. Allogenic means another person. Graft from another person. Third one is syngeneic bone marrow graft. Syngeneic bone marrow graft means bone marrow is obtained from an identical twin. That is called syngeneic bone marrow graft from an identical twin. Fourth type of bone marrow graft is peripheral stem cell transplantation. That is, after stem cell production is stimulated by administration of growth factor, cells are collected by apheresis and reinfused to after high dose chemotherapy. So it is making from outside the body by stimulating the stem cell production by giving growth factor, then again reinfused to same person. It is also a type of autologous. In this, the stem cell production stimulated by administration of growth factor. So four types of bone marrow grafts: autologous, then syngeneic, peripheral, allogenic. These are the four types of bone marrow graft. Next, harvesting of bone marrow. That is important thing. Harvesting of bone marrow. Once the donor match has made, the donor's stem cells are collected from the bone marrow in a procedure called harvesting. Harvesting is a procedure, that is, once a donor match has made, the donor stem cells are collected from the bone marrow in a procedure called harvesting. The procedure of collecting bone marrow is called harvesting. Then what is harvesting? We can check. A needle is inserted into the bone marrow and the bone marrow is aspirated. Harvesting is done by a needle is inserted into the bone marrow and the marrow is aspirated. Bone marrow is harvested from either the iliac crest or sternum. Usually, bone marrow harvesting is done from either iliac crest or sternum. Usually, multiple needle sticks are required to collect an adequate amount of stem cells. Multiple amounts of needle sticks required to collect adequate amount of stem cells. The collection is then filtered to remove any fat cells or bone fragments. After collection, it is filtered and then remove any fat cells or bone fragments from the collected sample. The sample is then made suitable for storage by adding preservative before freezing. The sample is then made suitable for storage and by adding preservative before freezing. So, these are the procedure in harvesting. Next is preparative therapy. After harvesting of the bone marrow, then preparative therapy. Preparative therapy include, once the bone marrow is harvested, the patient will receive high doses of chemotherapy with or without radiation. In preparative therapy, high doses of chemotherapy will start. It's maybe along with radiation or without radiation. So, this preparative therapy will prepare the patient's bone marrow for the transplant and remove any remaining cancer cells. So, during preparative therapy, the bone marrow of the transplant, from the bone marrow of transplant, it will remove all remaining cancer cells and then we will infuse the bone marrow graft. The bone marrow is destroyed during this process, thus making room for new bone marrow. the cancerous bone marrow will removed during reparative therapy due to high doses of chemotherapy. Then it will give place for new bone marrow. Next stage is administration. Administration of that harvested bone marrow. 1 to 3 days after treatment are complete, that is high dose chemotherapy, administration of the bone marrow is done. So after high dose chemotherapy, wait for 1 to 3 days, then administration of bone marrow will do. The collected bone marrow is thawed and readministered to the patient intravenously. So after harvesting, it will stored as in a freezing temperature. During administration time, it will thawed. Thawed means it will make in a it will warm to make in a body temperature. Then administered to the patient intravenously. Important thing, the bone marrow transplant is administered through intravenously. The stem cell reconstitutes the patient's hematopoietic system. After administering intravenously, it will reconstitute the patient's hematopoietic system. The day of administration is numbered as day 0. The administration day of bone marrow transplant marked as day 0. After the administration, next stage is post-transplant stage. In post-transplant stage, it is between 10 to 28 days after the transplant. The bone marrow goes through a stage called engraftment. Between 10 to 28 days after the transplant, the bone marrow goes through a stage called engraftment. This is when the stem cells reach the bone marrow and begins to make new bone marrow. So during 10 to 20 days, the bone marrow reaches the administered bone marrow reaches the bone marrow and starts make new bone marrow. Then patients continue to stay in hospital under isolation during this time to prevent infection. Because of decreased hematopoietic condition, there is an increased chance of infection. So patient need to continue in isolation room to prevent infection. Patient can be discharged once their nutrition, blood work and gastrointestinal system, that is no nausea or vomiting or diarrhea, has returned to normal levels. Patients can be discharged once their nutrition, blood work and gastrointestinal system has returned to normal levels. So before discharging the patient, the doctor should confirm that patient's nutrition, blood work and gastrointestinal system are working normally. Then only doctor can discharge the patient to home. So we can check what are the major side effects of bone marrow transplant. So major side effects include mainly infection, fever, chills. Next side effects include venous occlusive disease. Venous occlusive disease due to vascular injury to the liver as a result of high dose chemotherapy during the first 30 days after transplant. Venous occlusive disease due to vascular injury to the liver as a result of high dose chemotherapy during the first 30 days after transplant. Another side effect is graft versus host disease. Graft versus host disease is transplanted bone marrow activates the immune response against recipient tissue. Then graft versus host disease will develop. It is also a serious side effect of bone marrow transplant. Next one is bone marrow failure to respond and proliferate limits blood making capacity. It leads to hemorrhage and infection. So after the transplantation, this bone marrow failure to respond and proliferate limits blood making capacity. It will leads to hemorrhage and infection. So after the transplant, 10 to 28 days, normally the transplanted bone marrow start to work. So if it is failed to work, it will leads to hemorrhage and infection. Then gastrointestinal system side effects include stomatitis, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Then cardiovascular system side effects includes hypertension, sometimes tachycardia or chest pain. Respiratory system side effects include shortness of breath, pneumonia. These are the main side effects of bone marrow transplantation. Then nurse's role during the process of bone marrow transplantation. Before, during and after the bone marrow transplantation, the nurse should frequently assess the patient's vital signs, because there is an increased chance of getting infection. So nurse should frequently assess the patient's vital signs to identify the early signs of infection. Next thing is drawing blood work, such as CBC and blood cultures, and obtaining uric cultures are also important. Blood testing and culture are important role of nurse, because CBC will give an idea of whether the transplanted bone marrow is started working or not, and urine and blood culture will give any signs of sepsis or urinary tract infection. Next function is maintaining contact precaution to prevent infection, and adequate hand hygiene need to be done. So another important nursing role is maintaining contact precaution and adequate hand hygiene to prevent infection, because patient is immunocompromised in that stage. That is why infection prevention is the important role of nurse. Next point is assisting in daily living activities, planning for rest periods, and encouraging nutrition intake. So nurse should assist the ADLs of patient and planning for rest periods and encouraging the nutrition intake. Next is health teaching to the family. Health teaching about infection control, hand hygiene, and contact precaution is important. It should be given to both family and patient to prevent infection. So these are the main nursing roles during the care of bone marrow transplantation. So here we have discussed about bone marrow transplantation, bone marrow and types of bone marrow, that is red and yellow, and then what are the process in the bone marrow transplantation, that is harvesting, preparation. Then we have discussed about major side effects of bone marrow. Then finally nursing role during bone marrow transplantation. So this video going to end here. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe our channel, The Nurse. Thank you.